What is up, gang? It's your girl, the Lab Girl. I'm here with another video. In today's video, I'm gonna be sitting down chatting with you guys, giving you some of my go-to advice on being a histotech or histotechnician or histologist, tomato, whatever you want to call it. Before we get into the video, do not forget to join the gang, thumbs up this video if you like more tips on your journey of being a histotech. And as you guys can tell, I'm a little nasally, so I'm still giving you content even though I don't feel my best, okay? But I really wanted to bring this content to you guys and just try to have a little bit more, of one-on-one videos with you guys. But this video here, I gathered 10 top things that I would think would help you on your career as a histotech. So if you're ready to get into the video, then make sure you keep watching, okay? All right, so number 10. This is only my number one advice, suggestion, tip whenever you are very first joining the histology field. But that would definitely be that every day in the lab will be different. I've said this in probably 90% of my videos, that every day in the lab will be different. It's just what it is. I mean, one day may be the best day. The next day may be the worst day. 1 week would be maybe the best week. The next day may be the worst week. It's just, we have our moments, and that's for all of us. I mean, even if you're a student and you haven't gotten your first job yet, you're going to have your moments even in class. So this will just set you up for a real life lab, that one day you could be cutting 1,000 blocks, and next thing you know, some days you just don't have it in you. That's just like a part of histology. But you just want to take the good with the bad sometimes, or the busy with the not so busy. So if you are hella busy on certain days, and then some days you may come into a lab and there's something to do, then that's okay too. Like, learn to enjoy downtime. But because you're gonna have some days where you are so busy to where you can't even think. And I was gonna say some days where it's hard for you to take your lunches and your breaks, but please still take your lunches and your breaks. But every day is gonna be different, and it sounds so cliche, but it's so true. I can be having the best of days, my muscles are cutting to perfection, and then the next day it could be, I don't know. And what really is a bad day? Like constructive criticism, or being short-staffed. It's a lot of things that contribute to probably not having the best of days, but just always remember, like, every day is going to be different. All right, so tip number 9. Schedules. So schedules can also be very flexible. When I say flexible, that just means that workload, right? So, and I don't know if you're working in a small lab or if you're working in a big lab. Just learn to be more patient and be flexible, because you may go into work and you're assigned to just say special stains, but they may need help on cutting and embedding, or you may be assigned to embedding, but they may need help on cutting. But just be a little bit flexible, because it's not, schedule sometimes could be changing, especially with workload, and especially with block count, with travelers, especially with the attendant. So there's just so many things that you definitely want to be flexible on, because your day, once again, may not go as planned, or you may be jumping from one department to another if you are cross-trained. So being flexible and having that flexibility and having that patience. And flexibility doesn't just mean schedule, like your schedule is going to change all over the place, because normally with labs, your schedule is a set schedule. So my number 8 tip is growth. So what does growth really look like, to you? For me, growth looks like just bettering myself as a histotech every day. It doesn't necessarily have to be monetary, but the more that I work on my skills, then I'm starting to see things does need to be monetary. And that's only because I just feel like I've given myself enough grace and time to be able to just reach that status or reach that point. And if you guys see that I post now on my community tab, I've been, because of you guys giving me your suggestions on your cities and states. So I want you guys to get paid what you're worth as well, especially when starting out, because we used to have this mindset that we need all this experience for us to get paid something. We need all this experience. And I think in this point in our career, I don't really think that's true anymore. I really don't think that we need all this experience. If we can at least negotiate and get a head start on a decent pay, because I know I started at the lowest of the low as far as pay range is concerned. And I just feel like, as I communicate with, a lot of you guys, and shout out to you guys, because I'm over 2,200 subscribers or something like that. I can't even remember at this moment, but I want you guys to be able to go into the door and getting a step up in pay. So check out my community tab and see exactly what your city and state may be offering for histotech jobs. And sometimes, they may not meet you at the qualifications that you may want, but what I've learned in my career has been in histotech that, we can negotiate. And the great thing about having this type of career is the fact that now we're in charge. We have choices. And so if you can't get exactly the highest of the pay, at least be able to negotiate to get somewhere in the median or in the middle. So check out my community tab. If you guys do list your city and state, take the polls, let me know what city or state that you guys would like for me to post the salary on, because that's very, very helpful. All right, so number 7 will be training. That includes new hires, you training in different areas, so you getting your skills together, you building your resume. I know I always speak about myself because I know how many different avenues that I've taken to make myself more marketable as far as a histotech. But sometimes as a histotech, you just need to know how to embed and cut. So I always say that make sure that you got the basics down, which would be the embedding, which would be the cutting, which would be manually cover slipping, learning how to, unload tissue from the processor, filing blocks, putting the case together. Those are the basics, and those are things that sometimes I feel like that we could, forget if we don't do it all the time. So definitely train if you feel comfortable and that you're ready to do IHC, special stains, grossing, processing, any of the laboratory functions, and you feel like that you're comfortable enough to do it, then I would definitely say try it at least once. And if it works, it works. Then you're like, you know what, maybe that's just not for me. Then maybe it's not just for you, or maybe it's not for you. So, and that's okay. But as a tip to be a little bit more well-rounded and to watch yourself grow and to get yourself in that uncomfortable position, then you definitely want to train in other areas. Number 6, study. If you are a tech and you're studying for the ASCP, or if you're studying for your lab tech and you're taking your tests or you get into the program, the histology program, or if you're a histotech and you're furthering your career for leadership, or furthering yourself because you want to start traveling, or do just say different parts of the lab, or clinical, or the machine, like there's so many different parts of histology that you can be furthering yourself in. So watch my my show where I interview different people who have definitely have expanded their career and branched out into other sides of histology. So definitely study. Like I said before, sometimes whenever I'm doing these videos for you guys, like, it's sort of like a refresher for me too. Like, I have CEUs coming up that's going to be due, so I need to see how I can make a video, well, actually do my CEUs, and at the same time show you guys how to do CEUs, because there's a lot of you who've never even completed CEUs for the first time, especially a lot of students or first year histotechs. So your CEUs may be doing, you're thinking like, oh my God, like, what do I do? Or I have a video called Lab CE tutorial. So definitely check that out. It's very, it can get very thorough, but I definitely need to freshen up on that and start my CEUs. And as I do my CEUs, I will show you guys a couple of, I'll show you guys, like, while I'm taking it, my CEUs and passing the certifications. But you definitely need to do your CEUs like every 2 years, and mine is coming to do so. If this is your first time renewing your license or for your CEUs, thumbs up. I normally use Lab CE because they update the Florida license as well. So be on the lookout for a video with me renewing my CEUs. Number 5 is your technical work. Improvements, quality. What are some things that you can improve on? There's always room for improvement. I'll just leave that there. Making sure your patient care comes first. Number 4, criticism, constructive criticism. Now, we all know there's a difference between constructive criticism or being a hater. I'll just leave it out there. Number 3 would be troubleshooting, multitasking, coming up with solutions, whether that's by yourself or with a teammate, learning to troubleshoot to get through the situation for, the better patient care. Learn as much as possible. Okay, gang. Final tip is to enjoy what you do and where you work at. Be kind to yourself. Love what you do, because when you love what you do, patient care will be your priority. You will go home at the end of the day recognizing that you've done your best. You will go home at the end of the day knowing that you can't take everything serious, but there are some things to take serious. So if your environment doesn't provide you with the tips that I, spoke about in this video, which is growth, pay, criticism, constructive criticism, training. If your location doesn't provide you with all those things, that's going to help you be, the best tech that you can be. Definitely look at your environment, look at your situation, because at the end of the day, I will want you as a histotech to love what you do and love where you work. All right. That is it for this video. That is it for some things that I wish I knew before starting histology, or some things that I wish that I knew, and those are some tips that I actually still live by today. So if you guys enjoyed this video, do not forget to thumbs up, join the gang, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.